morning. Well, oh my goodness, we have had thunderstorms here in Illinois. We've had tornadoes come through. We've had flooding. It has been a mess. But the storms have stopped so far. And, well, I did some good sleeping, but oh, Arthur and Rita, you know, they're in full effect due to the rain. But I get up, you know, to get me some juice. And, going through Google, and here, this is all in the news. Diddy's daughters, Sean Diddy Combs' twin daughters, booted off a roller coaster by rude conductor. See what I mean when they have headlines like this? The conductor was not rude. First of all, the twins didn't follow rules. Who do these little 18-year-old grown women, because they're 18, think they are, to not follow the rules? So let's listen to what happened.
If you want to follow your dreams,
That is an ad, so hold
the
on.
only way to go
Hold
is
on.
up.
And sometimes up again.
Oh boy.
Until you find your way.
Because if you aren't doing it your way, are you really even doing it?
Oh my God, they're making
Go
me.
ahead.
Make
I
some
can't even
noise.
skip the ad.
Take up space.
And remember that every dream starts the same way.
With a single step.
Good morning,
Be a step
everybody coming
for you,
in.
For every you.
Here we go.
We won't refund the fast pass.
So, hold on. Let me just go to TMZ and see exactly
Never
what
felt
they
this way
reported.
before. Oh.
But this is what the news article says. The twin girls were kicked off a roller coaster because they refused.
Oh, you are bad
Hold
news.
on.
Just don't overthink it. If it feels right, go for it.
It's like
Hold on. So anyway, the girls were asked to put up their phones. How can you be on your phones and you're supposed to have your hands on the roller coaster? The girls did not follow the rules. I don't want nobody hollering, this is racism. They were humiliated. They were kicked off. They should have followed the rules like the other people had to follow the rules. This is crazy. Crazy. So they are no better than any other kids that go to an amusement park and a conductor tells you to put up your phones. So let's see what another article says. You know, this so this is the headlines. You know, they want to say the conductor was rude. You know, they refunded their money, but it says the group ultimately walks away and nothing seems to come of it. But we were told that this took place because Jesse and Delilah were told to put their phones away to staff 3 times and they wouldn't listen. Okay? So do not come talking about Diddy's kids were humiliated. Do not talk about the conductor was rude. Ask the reasons why these girls felt like they should not put their phones away. Why didn't they follow the rules? Don't scream racism, don't scream nothing. I am just so sick. And I don't care if they're Diddy kids. They are supposed to follow the rules. And yes, treat them just like normal people. Really, who do they think they are?
Were the twins of Diddy because they had a big problem at the OC Fair. Yes, at the Orange County Fair where they were hanging out with some friends. This is not anywhere near the level of trouble their father is in, but at a carny, it's the carny equivalent. They actually got thrown off of one of the rides there because they were not obeying the rules, at least according to people at the park. So they were on the roller coaster ready to roll. Yes. But in their seats, everyone's waiting. The attendant goes up to them, allegedly, and says, guys, you're holding a phone. You got to put the phone down. And they didn't. And apparently the attendant asked several times, and they didn't. And eventually, everybody else is sitting on the ride, getting ready to go, waiting, wondering what's going on. I don't know how many people recognize them as Diddy's kids, but there's something weird about this because a lot of people take selfies when they're on a roller coaster. And so the issue is, can you show the phone when you're leaving the station? Of course you can't. But of course you can't. People know you're going to do it when you, and they also, but everyone knows that they're doing it. This is, they're going off the tracks, if you will, that they're not supposed to be doing this. But everybody does it. So why are they? It's the same reason you don't speed when you drive by a cop. Yeah, you're going to speed, but you don't do it right in front of the cop.
Charles, our sources.
I mean, I'm not going to speed. I don't.
Our sources are saying.
Jamie, seriously. Orange County Fair source?
Yeah, no.
Hold on a second. Listen. No, I'm not.
Why is he defending them?
I know, but
there is a little bit of nuance to this.
Sources.
There's a nuance to this in that, so people we talked to were saying that it was the onus is really on the attendant who was rude to the kids. I mean, all you had to do was just say, "Hey, look, you're
Phone away.
bunch of
I thought they did it
18-year-olds."
3 times.
Yeah, they did, but the kids are going to be kids.
Hold on, how is that being rude?
Yeah, if you ask them
I
3
gotta
times.
defend,
But,
I gotta
I mean,
defend the
it was
Carney now.
it was a tone, I think it was just a bunch of silly kids doing kid stuff,
Yeah, what his tone was that I want you.
18-year-old
Well,
kids.
but why did they give the kids passes back to the right?
Well, they didn't kick him out of the park. They just said, get off the roller coaster.
And then they
said you can go back on another time.
That's right.
I mean, it's sort of like, we're not going to hold up this group anymore. They're going to go on the ride, get off the roller coaster. If you decide to obey the rule, come back. That's kind of what he was saying.
They're still gonna have to obey the rules when they come back.
What I don't understand is this. Real talk. What I don't understand, why weren't these kids wearing MAGA hats? Because it worked. No, it worked for the Chrisleys with their daughter, and everybody. Donald Trump said, because Diddy didn't support me,
Right.
in the last election, I'm inclined not to pardon him. Why didn't they wear MAGA hats? Because Donald Trump will forget like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Kids aren't going to do that on their own. That directive has to come from their father.
And why hadn't that happened yet?
Well, that's on him. But if I'm the kids, I'm not going to go out and do that. If my father calls me and says, I need you to do this, and it's going to get me out of prison, then you do it. But
How
could
could
make that call?
How could this discussion not have been had at this point? When the judge said, we're denying you bail, the judge seems pissed off at Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to face prison time, clearly. Why hadn't that discussion already happened? Because it's a no-brainer.
This Jamil reporting live back in Texas. Diddy Glover's twins. This is just some rich, spoiled kid stuff. And the reason why I call him Diddy Glover, because when he first got arrested, his hair started turning gray. He started to look like Danny Glover. So I named him Diddy Glover. But anyway, Diddy Glover's twins, I could just imagine them. Anytime you ask for a refund, I can imagine them now talking about, do you know who my dad is? My dad is Diddy, and I want my refund.
Do you really, hold on, do you really say, do you know who my dad is? In this situation,
Yeah, this is probably
that's a little dicey.
They probably don't want to bring it up. Poor Donald Glover.
So there you have it. Diddy's kids didn't follow the rules. They were told to put their phones away 3 times. They think they're rich, privileged, and they can do whatever they want. And I don't even think the conductor probably didn't even know who they were. So don't be screaming because they were Diddy kids. They were black. It's racism. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Why didn't they just simply put their phones away? You get on the ride, you take a selfie, I'm going on the roller coaster. But certainly, you don't want your phone flying around on a roller coaster. Why couldn't these girls follow the rules? So this is just showing you that they are acting like rich, spoiled, privileged kids. Okay? Like they don't have to follow the rules. Well, you know what, twin girls? You better stop following the rules. Because this is only the beginning of things that are going to happen to you. Follow the rules. But, hey, like they said, this is a prime example of rich, spoiled kids thinking they can do whatever they want to do. And it don't work like that. These twin girls are in for a rude awakening. Because, baby, you have to follow the rules. And ain't nobody going to care who you are. They don't care if you're Diddy's daughters. They don't care if you're black. You have to follow the rules. Follow the rules. You little, spoiled privileged kids. At this point, you're 18. Act like grown, mature, young women, adults, young girls. This isn't a good trend to be setting. Not following the rules don't go good. Follow the rules. Follow the rules, girls. And I have added a poll, I think. Okay. Okay. So I added a poll. Do you think Diddy girls were wrong? And like I say, this isn't a good look for them. It's not a good look. You're showing spoiled rich girl mentalities. This isn't a good look. This isn't a good look. You have to follow the rules. You are not exempt. If you don't start following the rules, oh my goodness, life is going to be so hard for these girls. Who do they think they are? So let's look at all of the headlines. That's all the headlines. Diddy's daughters kicked off roller coaster at Orange County Fair. There you have it. Sean Diddy Combs' twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah Combs, were booted off a roller coaster for allegedly refusing to heed the warning of safety officers by putting away their phones. Why couldn't they put away their phones? Jessie and Delilah were notable not among the family members who recently visited the embattled rapper in his Manhattan jail ahead of his sentencing in October. And I really don't even want to discuss their dad because of my feelings towards him. But these girls, please, my message to you is to follow the rules, and to anybody that's screaming, oh, they were picked out, oh, picked on, they were humiliated, they're black. No, they did not follow the rules. It's just that plain and simple. I mean, why couldn't they do? Why couldn't they do what was asked of them? Why would you want to have your phone on a roller coaster, flying around, getting caught up in machinery, anything, for the safety of other people? those girls decided that they were not going to put away their phones, that they are spoiled rich brats, and they were going to do whatever they wanted to do. They did not care about their safety or the safety of others. And these twins are starting a clothing line? Who would want to wear your clothes when you don't care about the safety of others? Just rude. So hold on, let's see what another place is saying. Well, not another place, but another news article. You know. Here we go again. Well, and so this is the message that you want to send. And I don't want nobody hollering. These girls was targeted. They're black. They simply refuse to put away their phone. So I hope you little girls aren't trying to do this for attention, because this isn't good attention. See, everybody's saying the ride operator instructed the 18-year-olds to put their phones away 3 times and was continuously ignored. And you know, I'm pretty sure there's signs. No cell phones. And you know, TMZ talking about kids are gonna be kids. Okay. So that means everybody should have their phones where they can just go flying around, get caught up in machinery, causing an accident. That's not being teens. That's not being kids. That's being kids that don't want to follow the rules and kids that don't care about other people's safety. That's what that is. This isn't, oh, teenagers are going to be teenagers. Oh, okay, but you're going to endanger other people's lives? Oh my God. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't. You just can't make this ish up. And this is bad coverage. This is bad. This doesn't look good for these kids. So now the conductor is rude because he's telling you to put away your phone. He shouldn't even have to tell you 3 times. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. So anyway, let me get up. Uh, um, and again, I don't give a shit about Diddy. His girls were rude. A conductor should not have to tell them 3 times to put away their phones. That was rich kids, privileged kids, showing that they don't want to listen to authority. And we're going to look at it just one more time. Let me see. Oh.
There won't be a refund on that, though. We won't refund the fast pass.
I mean, crazy. Crazy. Oh, they don't have to follow the rules.
There won't be a refund on that, though. We won't refund the fast pass.
Why should somebody tell someone 3 times to put away their phones?
A young man came to the home of a 50-year-old female director just as they were about to.
Make that make sense. Again, I don't want to hear nothing about this is racism. These twins were wrong. They should have put away their phones. They should have not been told 3 times to put away their phones. They did not care about the safety of others nor themselves. All they had to do was take a quick selfie and put their phones in their pockets and pray to God that they don't fly out. These twins were, to me, this is sending a bad message. It's showing spoiled kid mentality. I don't have to follow the rules. I can do whatever I want to. And then when somebody addresses me 3 times to do something and I don't do it, I put the blame on somebody else. Lord have mercy. I really feel sorry for these twin girls because they're in for a rude awakening, baby. Girls, simply follow the rules. You have to follow the rules. You were wrong. And this ain't no racist thing. This is a safety issue. A safety issue. And you're acting like the spoiled, entitled girls where you don't have to listen to anybody. And I don't care about anybody else. I don't care that my phone might fly around, get caught up, and cause the roller coaster to be jammed up. We don't care about anybody but ourselves. We don't care. We're going to do whatever we want to do. Nobody should have had to address them 3 times. I don't care what anybody says. These girls were wrong. They're 18. They need to follow the rules. They are no exception to anybody. There is the safety of other people that was on the roller coaster. They act like some spoiled, rich kids with no guidance. They're going to do whatever they want to and felt like they were privileged. This is April Showers. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you very much. But in my opinion, the girls are wrong. They did not follow the rules. They should have put away their phones. I don't want anybody to say because they were Diddy daughters or they were black. This was a safety issue. And they need to follow the rules like everybody else in the world has to. There should be no exceptions. Nobody's life should be in jeopardy because somebody don't want to put away their phones. This is April Showers. Peace out. Everybody have a great Tuesday. I'll be back later on today with my show on the homeless and people living in motels. See you later.